Approaching girls with confidence is one of those fundamental skills you not only need to have ingrained in you, but also have to be able to summon at will. You know, the same way I summon lightning from the sky. I don't want to waste too much time bullshitting, but when it comes to successfully approaching girls with confidence, it comes down to two things. The first, and perhaps the most important part, is making sure that you approach directly or from a non-awkward angle. A lot of guys do the weird side approach where they only half commit to approaching the girl because they're nervous as fuck. So what they end up doing is approaching from her side on an awkward angle and will talk in a voice that's so low that the girl can barely hear what you're saying.
No.
You know what I'm talking about, when you do the half-committed creep side approach and basically whisper to the girl, hey, well, what's your name? My name is Hey, you're a fucking creep, now go slither off somewhere. Does this sound or look like a confident approach to you? Abso-fucking-lutely not. This type of approach is worse than not approaching at all because it shows the girl that you lack confidence, you hesitate, and you can't commit to an interaction, which are all unattractive traits. Now, before you make the approach, you have to commit. And there are only two options. You can either fully commit and approach the girl 100% with confidence and no hesitation, or you can approach her like a little bitch and do that shit where you half commit and get the results of only half committing, which I don't need to tell you is a really awkward and bumpy interaction that goes nowhere and weirds her right the fuck out. What you're really doing when you behave like this is that you're rejecting yourself. You're making it blatantly obvious to the girl that you're not willing or serious enough about your results with her to man up and approach her the way you should. If you don't believe that you're worthy of approaching her and can't muster up the courage to do it properly, she's not going to believe that you're worthy or deserving to talk to her either. You see, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. This is why in game, the most important person you have to convince to like you is yourself. You have to have a strong foundation of confidence and belief in your value to yourself and the world to invite others to join in and share that value. The second thing that's massively important is called congruence. Congruence is something that separates beginners from advanced guys. By congruence, I basically mean that you need to say what you mean and mean what you say. You don't see me going, hey, let's walk up to that girl and try not to cry. No fucking way, bro. One of the biggest beginning mistakes I see is from guys who try to memorize things to say to the girl. And what ends up happening is they start regurgitating what they saw the other guys do, hoping it will work. But surprise, surprise, it doesn't. The reason it doesn't work is because if the lines aren't authentic to you, then they come off as non-authentic and incongruent. Congruence means that your actions and words are in harmony, basically that they match up and make sense. Just like in geometry class, all your shapes and angles and shit need to be congruent. You know what I mean? And when having sex, your caveman stick and her pouch need to be congruent if they're gonna fit correctly. You know what I'm saying? Okay, now I'm just getting carried away. If you go up to a girl and deliver the smoothest, most badass James Bond pickup line, but you approach her from the side and say it in a low and unconfident voice, and are too nervous and scared to approach her directly from the front in a loud and confident tone, then no matter what you say to her, she's not going to be into it. This is why congruence is massively important for displaying your confidence. But more importantly, it's crucial for making the girl feel comfortable around you. If your actions, words, and behavior are incongruent, she's going to get the sense that something is off, and it's going to put her in defense mode since what you're telling her and what you're saying don't add up. It's confusing, and when people get confused, they'd much rather just remove themselves from a confusing situation as opposed to waste time getting to the bottom of it, especially if it's with a stranger that they just met. The last thing you want to do is put a girl into defense mode because then you're basically guaranteeing that she's going to feel uncomfortable around you and won't be interested. And like I always say, you don't want to make chicks feel uncomfortable around you because that's a douchey thing to do. This is another benefit of learning how to properly meet and date girls because you'll learn how to respectfully pick up girls without being a douche and making them feel uncomfortable in any way. You know, like when they're at the beach and they get sand in their panties. It's just a fucking irritation you'd rather not deal with. I mean, you don't want them to equate you with kelp in their crotch, do you? And that, my based motherfucking Olympians, is it. To summarize, you want to make sure your approaches are direct, committed, and carried out with congruence. And if you do the bullshit half-side approach and you're lacking congruence, you're shooting yourself in the foot and guaranteeing that it's not going to work. And if I see any of those bullshit half approaches from any of my subscribers, then you can be damn sure I'm going to strike you down with lightning. Nah, I'm just kidding. But remember, I'm always watching you.